You're now listening to the JCA Sports Podcast on the Spotify and Anchor app. To the JCA Sports.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the JCA Sports Podcast here on Facebook and also on the tube of you. I am Eric Avila. That is Jose Contreras right there with us. Guys, make sure you follow, like, and share all our episodes on our social media. Oh, like and share all our social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, and also on the Instagram. And also like and share our show and join us as today is a Bears bashing Monday. It's not a victory Monday, but today just feels like all the negativity talk about the Chicago Bears and the performance yesterday against the Washington Commanders, losing 18-15 on a quintessentially a Hail Mary that has us all questioning everything about the Chicago Bears, how badly they played for 3.5 quarters, how badly they gave up that Hail Mary on defense, the questionable defensive play calls from Matt Eberflus, the questionable offensive play calls throughout the whole game in Shane Waldron. Caleb Williams, you could tell why he was the number one, first overall pick yesterday, and leading us and driving us down, getting us two late touchdowns or driving us to two late touchdowns just for the defense, who we could definitely say was damn near perfect, or not even damn near perfect, but a great defense. For that to happen at the end of the game, Jose, it's quite damning, quite alarming, and quite frankly, I mean, there's only one side of the ball that we could blame with, or we could blame. It's not the player. Well, players have to execute, but the coaching yesterday was the damning effect of the game. How are you, Jose?
Yo, what's up, Eric? And yeah, man, coaching was, well, to say the least, man, it was a shit show yesterday. First three quarters, the offense was bad, but the defense kept us together. Um, Last quarter, offense picked it up, defense held their own. We were supposed to win that game, and it was a Hail Mary. You know, what's a Hail Mary? It's a lucky pass. It was a lucky tip ball that that won Washington the game. That game was ours. And we're gonna and in today's episode we're gonna point out a lot that you guys have already seen, a lot that you guys have already heard. But this is what we want this episode to be is for you guys to vent. You know, give us let us know how you feel. You know, we're like your therapist today. You know, Eric, I'll be your therapist. You'll be my therapist. That's what we are today. This is therapy for you Bears fans because I know we need it, especially after yesterday when Eric and so much of it. I get it's just another week. I get it. It's like we're still week 6. I understand.
Week 8, my guy.
Week 8, yeah, whatever.
8.
Week 8. But it just felt like it felt like a playoff atmosphere type game when you have two young rookie quarterbacks, one who's going number one who went number one who went number 2, both Heisman winners the last 2 years. It's like this was supposed to be, for me at least, this was supposed to be the Bears coming out party, Caleb Williams coming out party to show why he's the number 1 overall pick, why the Bears made the right decision to draft him at number 1. That and the Bears came off a bye week. Like this is supposed to show like why they are legitimate contenders, not only in their division, which is the toughest division in football, but in the conference, in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, our defense is elite. I think yesterday proved that. Our defense is elite. An offense like the Washington Commanders that were a top offense came in and they couldn't score a touchdown on us.
Nope, nope. The Bears literally gave them, like, they had great field position plenty of times in that game in the first half to put the Bears away. Like today, I was talking to one of my coworkers, one of my partners, and talk about we were saying like the Bears had no reason to be in that game at all whatsoever. Like yesterday was a perfect example of like if you don't take your opportunity or if you don't take your chances, the team will come back and will win the game. And that was the Chicago Bears yesterday. The Chicago Bears were the team that the Commanders could not punch out, could not knock out, could not take the win off their chest. They kept them alive, and simply because of the defense. Like you get in the red zone twice and you get 6 points out of it. You're down 12-0 basically throughout the whole entire game. Like you're right. It says a lot about the defense and what they did to handle that offense. And I think they put their stat up in the second half yesterday in the fourth quarter that the Commanders only had 48 total yards in the second half compared to their 200 and some odd yards in the first half. So it literally says something that the Chicago Bears literally put their feet down and literally played football and just for the Bears to have a chance to come back on offense, and it didn't work. It didn't work, and you could blame. There's a lot of things we could go blame around Jose. I don't. Where do you want to start? Because, like you said, there's a lot of moments in this game yesterday where you could literally start putting the blame anywhere. I mean,
Well, the blame solely on the coaching staff for this game. It's solely on. I get the players got to play, but the coaching staff has to put them in the right positions. The coaching staff has to develop them.
Yeah.
The coaching staff has to set the culture, set the tone,
Yeah.
discipline. And yesterday was evident that Matt Eberflus is more of a defensive coordinator than he is a head coach. He's
Yeah.
like more, and I say that because you've seen, yes, defensively we were great, but that moment where, why am I forgetting his name? Number 29. What was his name?
Tyreek Stevenson.
Tyreek Stevenson. Yeah, the moment where Tyreek Stevenson started pandering to the fans, whether he said he was cheering with Bears fans or taunting Washington fans, regardless of the fact, there is a play currently happening on the field,
and he's not even paying attention.
Like, dude, I get it. We're all hyped. We were all happy. Like the fact that you guys came back and were primed to win that game. Trust me, we were all happy, man. But there's still time left on that clock. You're still going against an NFL offense, a great quarterback like Jaden Daniels. You need to lock in, and that was evident on Matt Eberflus. And just the fact that he doesn't have a locker room as well as he needed to.
No,
you can't be their friend. You are their coach,
right?
And
I get the player coach aspect, but I mean, you're right. Like you got to be their coach. You got to be a hard ass every once in a while.
And that's what I'm saying. And so he's the quote unquote defensive coordinator, even though we have a defensive coordinator, but he is the quote unquote defensive coordinator. He's the one calling those plays. He's the one who's, in those meetings. That's Eberflus, and he has to be the head coach, man. This is where we had the same issue with Matt Nagy, where he was calling the offensive plays. You got to see yourself as the head coach. You can't see yourself as the coordinator you were once before. You get into that comfortable position, and this is what happens. That's what happened with Matt Eberflus. You let Shane Waldron call that play with Doug Kramer, which was probably the stupidest decision I've ever seen. I mean, it's 0 sense. When you couldn't score all game, you needed a touchdown. Well, my bad. You score with DeAndre Swift, but you seen the running game with the running backs working.
Yeah, you're right.
And man, it's tough, dude. But I'll tell you what, it is what it is. We're Bears fans. We're used to this. We're used to disappointment. We're used to all this. It's the same broken record, Eric. Same song and dance. We come on here, we bitch about the coaching staff. Sooner or later, we'll bitch about the quarterback or bitch about the offensive line. That's what we do as Bear fans.
Yeah, man, and you're absolutely right. And I think the Doug Kramer run It's crazy that you mentioned that too. I mean, it was bound to be asked, right? Because Jose, let me ask you a question. You mentioned DeAndre Swift, right? What position does he play?
You running back.
Cool. What position does Roshan Johnson play?
Running back.
What about Khalil Herbert, who's been missing this whole entire season? What position does he play?
Running back.
Hey, do you remember the guy that got waived on Saturday? Like, do you
Bayless
you know,
Jones, who was drafted as a wide receiver, didn't pan out as a wide receiver, but they turned him into a running back.
yeah. Also, Jose, there's another player too that got waived as well. What's his name again? He also plays that big role that's behind the running back or that's in front of the running back for blocking. He's Blasingate. Yes. You let him go as well on Saturday. A guy that knows how to play that position too as well and knows how to carry the ball. It's mind-boggling to me how that butterfly effect literally was the reason why the Bears did not win, or was the reason why the Bears didn't get more points on yesterday, right? And you can say whatever you want to say. I mean, after that, the Bears defense after that turnover, they went 3-and-out, right? So I mean, quote unquote, sure, whatever. But just imagine just the momentum of actually scoring back-to-back drives, scoring 2 touchdowns, taking the lead. What win you take out of the whole entire stadium and the Washington Commanders, especially how your defense has been playing. Maybe you possibly could have gotten a 3-and-out as well on the following drive. Who knows? Maybe scare us a little bit. You know what I mean? But the momentum would have been shifted if you just do the KISS system. Do you know what the KISS system is? I'll tell you my KISS system. My KISS system is keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me how. And we should have saw this from the beginning where they drafted Torrey Taylor, and kind of like you say, it's a smart pick. Some people say it was arrogant from the Chicago Bears to draft the punter as kind of quote essentially their last pick before they traded back into the 5th or 6th round when they got Austin Booker. But like the Bears were getting cute down 5, should I say, to the Washington Commanders when they fumbled the ball on the 1-yard line. Like, it's just 1-yard line. Yes, the players have to execute, but put your best players and the right players for that to happen. And for you to let go of Blasingate the day before, and you're running a backup center to hit that 1-yard run simply because it's in your playbook. Like, there's a time and place for everything. That wasn't a time and place for everything. And you're absolutely right, man. The coaching yesterday was just abysmal. From defense to special teams to the offensive coordinator. You mentioned Tyreek Stevenson. The Bears had like 3 timeouts and still in their back pocket. And I just don't think that Matt Eberflus is really too engaged in this game. Like, I don't even know. This is what, year 3 of Matt Eberflus?
Yep.
And I think you and I were in agreement that if you're going to draft Caleb, just scrap the whole entire thing. And to me, it's like, okay, you keep Eberflus, bro. The Bears have to go like on a miserable run from here on out in order for Eberflus to get fired. Like, you can't fire Matt Eberflus, because if you fire Matt Eberflus, you know what I hear? Mitchell Trubisky. If you fire Matt Eberflus, you know what I hear? Justin Fields. Hell, you can even put in this scenario many different head coaches, many different offensive coordinators. You can even throw Jay Cutler in that mix. How many offensive coordinators he went through year after year after year after year after year when he was here with the Chicago Bears as their head coach, as their quarterback, when he only had like one guy that was with him consistent, and that was Adam Gase. But like, for me, like, yes, it is just egregious of what the Bears and the coaching staff did yesterday. And the unfortunate part about it, Jose, is that we can't do anything about it because we can't go back and repeat the same fucking cycle that we've been doing over and over and over and over again when we draft a young quarterback with a previous regime head coach, fire the head coach the following season, and let him learn a whole new system. It's different. I don't know. It feels a little different, and maybe a little different because at least we know that Caleb Williams can actually play the quarterback position.
Maybe Eric.
But you don't want that to happen again.
Maybe we just gotta, just accept reality. You know what I mean? You know what they say that the definition of insanity is, right? Doing
Yeah.
the same thing over and over and expecting a
And
different
expect
result, right?
a different result.
So maybe we just don't expect a different result. Let's just expect the same result. Let's expect the fact that Matt Eberflus is going to get fired, if not this year, next year, and then we're going to bring in a new head coach, and then that new head coach is going to show why Ryan Poles is inadequate with his job. So then he's going to get fired, and then here comes a new GM, already inherited a coach and a quarterback, just like Ryan Pace did, just like the guy before him did. You know what I mean? They just it's always ass backwards here with the Chicago Bears, where we have a quarterback and a coach, then we get a GM, and then we figure out the quarterback isn't it. So then we bring in a whole new quarterback, but then we got a coach. We got to bring in a whole new coach. Maybe and again, we expect different every single year. Maybe we just don't do that. Let's just expect the expected. Let's
Let's just
thrive. Let's just accept it and thrive in the fact that this is just our life, the next 100 years or whatever. So however we're gonna live, this is life as a Bears fans, guys. We're gonna have sucky football. Our defense is always going to be great. Our offense are always going to be mediocre. We're never going to have an O-line. Our coaching staff is going to wow us a couple of games. Then they're going to show us why they're just not, made for the NFL. I think no, Caesar. We need to settle. This is it. Again, the definition of insanity is expecting a different result, right? But doing the same thing over and over and over again. No, us as Bears fans, we're gonna expect the same exact result because they keep giving us the same exact bullshit. As soon as Matt Eberflus is gone, then maybe you could.
Nah, man, because it's the same repeat cycle, bro. You're washing the same underwear in the same
Exactly.
washer that doesn't really wash your underwear that well, but it's clean anyways. You know what I mean? And maybe that analogy is bad, but you saying that is kind of like, well, you need new underwear, but this still has a good enough thread to wear. We can't be doing that, man. Like I would understand that if it worked previously, but it hasn't worked. It will never work. Like we see things work multiple times where a head coach is just there consistently. Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh. Like there's coaches that can make that work, can make that last. But the one thing that they still have is consistency. How many years was Joe Flacco with the Ravens? A lot. How many years now Patrick Mahomes, but Alex Smith in Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes? Many years. Right? Mike Tomlin had Big Ben for so many years consistently when he was the first head coach, and he had Big Ben for like 2-3 years. Like it's consistency that the Bears need, and the Bears still can't find it because we are too quick to jump the gun and replacing something right away when it doesn't work instead of letting it marinate, bro. Like it feels like we don't let our food marinate. We don't let our coaching staff marinate because like it's not good enough for us because we've been suffering for so many years. Like it just I don't even know what to say anymore, bro. I'm even baffled because I feel like we finally have a quarterback and we still got the same bullshit that we've been having for the last 10, 15 years, ever since Lovey left.
Speaking of Lovey, Caesar in the comments said, bring Lovey Smith back. I mean,
but as what though?
He knew what he was doing when they won that game for the Texans. Think about it. If they would have lost that game, they would have had the number 1 overall pick and probably forced to draft Bryce Young. But Lovie Smith was smart. He knew exactly what they needed. He was like, if we lose, we will be number 2. And I could prove to these guys C.J. Stroud is probably the better choice. And what happens? They were number 2. C.J. Stroud was the better choice. Lovie Smith knows what the hell he's doing. He also goes on and says that's called settling, and we don't settle. Jay Garcia, what's up, man? Said Bears will always be the same. Expect the hype every year. Exactly. See, Jay knows what I'm talking about. He told me to eat a Snickers because I'm not me when I'm hungry. Jokes on you, Caesar. I actually just ate
for dessert. for
I
this.
feel like I've never been more clear. He also Eric has holes in his underwears. In other words, yeah, holes.
Yeah, I do.
The poop stain isn't as dark anymore. You know what I'm saying? The little residue is still there. It's a little
Already
bright.
blended in.
It's wearable. Is what he's trying to say.
It is. It's blended in.
Tony Romo.
What up, Tony?
Tony said Tony Romo is telling us what is going to happen, and that's exactly what they did. And yeah, whenever Tony Romo knows because he's played for so long.
Yeah.
But if he can sit there and tell you, so can the defensive coordinators. That's what their job is. They know exactly.
Bro,
what's gonna
even
happen.
us that were watching from the TV, you know what I mean? Like we can even see it. Like it wasn't going to work. Like I actually listened the last 5-6 minutes of the game heading home, so I really didn't watch the last entire play. I'm literally listening on the Bears radio network what's going on, and obviously like they try to do their best to explain the detail of what the play is really going on. So I really didn't see the TV. And when I got home and I saw it this morning, the highlights of how the last 5 minutes ended, bro. Like there's no reason that TJ Edwards is spying on Jaden Daniels on the last play of the game. Like have him back over there. If Jaden Daniels decides,
you never know. Hey, you never know when he's just gonna run 50 yards and score a
bro,
touchdown.
you're not going to tell me that 55 yards and so many laterals back and forth. And everybody rushing from back over there, like there's going to be a point.
Eric. Think about it. Think about the threat Jaden Daniels is. I mean, he has a cracked or broken rib. He was already scrambling for like 14 yards, 13 seconds. You know, trying not to get sacked, and then, you never know.
Yeah, but the people
you can just run.
The players that are already behind him are linemen, bro. Like it's not going to. That's like the worst case scenario. Everybody, the skill players is on top trying to score a touchdown.
Right. It's called sarcasm, Eric. I'm with you 1,000%. There is no reason why there was a spy there. There's no reason why Stevenson was pandering to the fans. He's the one who tipped the ball into Noah Brown's hands,
bro. And then the video that kept escalating, bro. Like.
Yes, because that's instant karma. I love scrolling on TikTok or Instagram where I just see instant karma, whether there's a bully who gets knocked out, whether it's somebody who's driving stupid and they gets pulled over or into a car accident. That's instant karma. I love it. And when that happened, I just laughed. I laughed. I'm like, you got to be shitting me, bro. Like this is literally insult to injury.
And it makes matters even worse. Like the conversations, like people, Eberflus having his talk shows, the players meeting the press, like everything like that. It's 100% true what Tony said at the end. There is no accountability on this team. They keep doing the same thing game after game. Like how we've been saying it for weeks. We don't mind the slow start as long as you pick it up at later on in the game, right? The Bears are probably like the best or second best team in points differential in the fourth quarter and or the second half, right? But yesterday kind of felt like, okay, we kind of need this start. We kind of need them to turn it on because this is looking bad. They flexed this damn game for everybody to see because of the number 1 and the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft and how hot they were coming into this game. They purposely did that, and honestly, I felt like we all got a shit show from both teams. You know, both teams didn't look all that great.
No,
Jaden Daniels.
I wouldn't say, but there's a difference between the two teams. I get what you're saying that both teams didn't play well, but there's a difference.
The Commanders look great, or the Commanders look good.
Well, the thing is, the Commanders were just their offense was just playing a really great Bears defense, and I don't see this right here saying that the Bears defense looked soft. I don't know, man. Remember, they were missing key starters. They were missing key starters on that side of the ball, and they still held the Commanders to only 12 points, no touchdowns, all field goals. And let's not forget, Jaden Daniels was hurt. He's not 100%. But the Bears have no excuse. There's no excuse there. You come out the bye week. Yes, you have starters out on the defensive end, but you're still but you're still playing great. Offensively, what's the excuse? You had every single one of your wide receivers, Cole Kmet, who's a beast, is out there. Your offensive line is giving you time.
Right?
Your running backs are playing great. DeAndre Swift is going to get you the big yardage. Roschon Johnson is going to give you the short yardage.
Yep.
Like you have what you need. It's the coaching staff that screwed the Bears, that screwed the fans, that's going to screw this organization. And this is going to be the one detriment on Ryan Poles if he doesn't make a change right away. I feel like he's looking at, damn, if I don't make a change, then it looks bad on me for not firing him sooner. But that's on you, Poles. It's going to be worse if you don't fire him now, or at least Shane Waldron.
Even if you fire them, and then what? Like, what do you get? What do you get out of it? Like, who's going to come in right away? That's the thing about firing. It doesn't make sense, though,
Eric,
Jose.
Eric, you need change now. What do you mean?
I get it.
Okay, if you're saying if your argument is don't get rid of the coach because it's not going to make a difference, I don't know. I don't believe that. At the very least, get rid of Shane Waldron, and you'll have a different offensive scheme. Maybe
and who's gonna call the play? Like, what playbook are you using?
That's someone. That's where Ryan Poles. He's the one who's getting paid to do that. He needs to go find somebody.
Yeah, but you're not going to do it mid-season. You're not going to do this mid-season, bro. Like, you're not. I would understand if the Bears are 0-8. I hear you 110% if the Bears are 0-8, 0-7, whatever the record is. You're not doing it when they're 4-3. You're not doing it. You're not doing it, bro. Like, we just came off of
I'm not okay.
3 games
at least. Okay, what about Shane Waldron? At least get rid of Shane Waldron.
No, it does not make sense.
Yes, it does.
No,
it's gonna make.
Not.
You're not gonna have stupid decisions. Hey, you're not gonna have stupid decisions. So you would rather continue to have this man who would rather put a backup center than the 4 or 5 running backs you literally named at the beginning of the show.
I did. Yes.
You do not think if we get rid of that man that we're going to see less of that? I feel like we would. That right there will be the standard. Hey, you play stupid game, you win stupid prizes. You want to bring in a backup center to score a touchdown? Great. Guess what? You're unemployed, buddy. Now, whoever's going to take his position, don't do this stupid shit again. And Matt Eberflus, you see what you did. You had one of your buddies get fired because you didn't get to check him. You didn't tell him, hey, you know what? Maybe let's use one of our running backs. You're the head coach. That you should be able to stop it.
I hear you 110%, Jose. But you're not doing this week 8 in the NFL season where there's still 8 more games left to go.
Yes,
you're not doing like the offensive playbooks and the offensive playbook that not only the quarterback has to know, but the offensive linemen have to know, the tight ends have to know, the wide receivers have to know. They all have to be. They have to play those same playbooks. There's a lot of negatives than there is positives in firing a whole coaching staff and offensive staff right away. Right now, week 8 of the NFL season. It does not make any sense. Yes, we can see it all fine and dandy. We can see that it's perfect. We can see this and the writing on the wall. You know what this means? That means that the Bears are going to be bad for the rest of the season because they're not going to be up to par with the rest of the offenses of the NFL, good or bad. They're not going to be up to par because they're learning a whole new scheme midway into the season.
I got a scenario for you.
With the Bears still have a bye upcoming, okay, then I might side with you. But the Bears already had their bye. The Bears already had their bye last week. So you're not doing this. You're not making a whole game. Right now, in the middle of the season,
I got a scenario.
I'd rather keep the bullshit that's happening now and let them fix it. And then if later on in November, if it still continues, then it's easier to fire a head coach and an offensive staff 4 games later in the season than an extra 8 more games into the season. When you're still in playoff contention with the same mediocre bullshit ass head coaching staff and offensive staff, you're still someone in the picture above 500. Is it a bad game? Yes, but you're not telling me that you still have 8 more fucking games to go and you want to fire a coaching staff right now? That does not make any sense, bro. Do it when there's coaching staff. Rather deal with the bullshit and try to see if they fix it or not, because that is more stupid on an organization firing a whole head coach and a whole offensive staff middle of the season than it is at the end of the season. And we just dealt with the bullshit because the writing's already on the wall.
Okay,
the writing is still not on the wall yet.
Hey, I I said let's get rid of Shane Waldron. I didn't say Matt Eberflus. I
It's
said
the same thing,
no,
Jose.
it's not. No, it's not.
What other backup
Kerry
offensive
Joseph,
coordinator did
you
have?
elevate the quarterback's coach, Kerry Joseph, to
And he
offensive
doesn't have all
coordinator.
that playbook like Shane
No,
Waldron has, dude.
let me finish talking. Shut up and let me finish talking. He comes from Seattle with the same exact plays, same exact offense as Shane Waldron. The difference is you at least get rid of Shane Waldron's dumbass and you tell Kerry Joseph, hey, you know the offense. You're the quarterback's coach. You help Caleb Williams. Caleb right now is developing. We see it. We see the glimpses. You know the offense. Nothing changes. Just make better decisions. And then you go to Matt Eberflus. You don't fire Matt Eberflus. You keep him. But you tell him, look,
But
do
the
right.
book goes with
Kerry
Shane
Joseph.
Waldron, though.
Shane-
That's the thing. Like
Eric,
the book goes
all right,
with
all right,
Shane Waldron.
all right. It's my turn to talk. Okay, relax. Look, Shane Waldron. If you're 3 or 4 games in and you have your players already coming to you, telling you we need to change shit up, that's already strike one. When the first 3 or 4 games, you can't even move the damn ball. Caleb Williams doesn't look like the number 1 quarterback that we all know he can be. That's a strike on him as well. And then you start to see when things start to get hot. Like, hey, we all knew he needed to use DeAndre Swift a lot more. We all knew he needed to use Roschon Johnson a lot more. We all knew he needed to trust Caleb Williams and let him throw the ball. But when you have a conservative, stupid ass offense that's not working, the players have to tell you it's not working. How do you not see that? And then it's affecting games. Now it's causing you to lose games. I'm not saying fire the entire coaching staff. I understand that's a dumb choice. What I'm saying is you make an example of someone who's not doing their job properly. This is the NFL. You're getting paid millions of dollars. These players are going to be all right. I would rather them elevate the coaching staff or elevate the quarterback's coach, bring something. I don't care who it is. I would rather see something different midway through the season than to see Shane Waldron continue to screw this offense up, continue to screw the development of Caleb Williams up. We have a shot here. Our defense is great. We're wasting away another great defense because offensively we can't do shit. And we're making dumbass mistakes. This is the 4th game in the Matt Eberflus era where we have an over 90% chance of winning in the 4th quarter and we lose the game. And that's on him. That's on him. And
that I agree.
And Shane Waldron has done nothing to help him. He's supposed to be in charge of the offense. Has done shit. Eric, that was stupid. All I keep seeing on my timeline is these experts saying that was the dumbest coaching performance they've ever seen in their lives. And I agree.
I agree.
So you make an example of it.
It was bound to happen, though. Like, you can't be perfect week after week offensively. Like, I get it. The Bears defense are kind of there. That's fine. But that's a unit that's been together for several years. This is a unit with a brand new quarterback, with a brand new system, with some players that stayed on over. And I get it. It's one bad game, and I get it's getting a lot of stick because of the flex opportunity that it got. That majority of the region of the Midwest and the East Coast have gotten. And I get that. But 3 weeks ago, the Bears were scoring 20, 30 fucking points, and nobody was batting an eye.
Eric.
2-3 weeks ago, Caleb Williams looked like he was the front runner of winning Rookie of the Year, and nobody's saying anything. And I get yesterday it looked bad. I agree with you 110%. You're not getting an argument out of me about that. But the thing is, like, as dumb as it looked, I hope this is a humbling ass experience for the Chicago Bears to say, hey, let's keep it simple, stupid. Let's keep it simple. Let's try to make this work, because it has shown before that the Bears can score consecutively touchdowns, bro.
Okay,
it has happened.
Let me ask you a question.
We just looked bad because we were on a quote unquote national stage without technically being on a national stage.
Let me ask you a question. Do you, given what you've seen so far with Matt Eberflus and all his issues coaching staff, with all his issues coaching, with Shane Waldron and all the stupid ass mistakes and the non-existent offensive stats that we should be having, do you trust these two men with the development of Caleb Williams? Because answer the question real quick before I give you why I don't think so.
I have no choice but to.
No, man, that's not. That's no.
I mean, what do
wait,
you
wait,
want?
no, wait. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. That's a cop out. No, get that out of here, Eric. No, listen to the question.
I heard the question.
I think yes or no answer. Yes or no.
The whole entire offseason, then bringing a brand new batch of coaches.
You're copying now. Just say no. You know damn well you don't trust these men. You just don't want to. You don't want to lose the argument. That's what it is, Eric. You don't trust these guys.
You don't. This is an argument. I agree. This is an argument. But
look, you don't trust these guys with the development of Caleb Williams. I don't either. And that's the biggest issue here. Look, I don't think you and I believe. Look, as much as we're Bears fans, right? As much as we want to believe they could win something this year, I think we both know, although they have a shot, I think we both know in our heart of hearts, it's probably not going to happen. It's more than likely not going to happen. What you said it before anything, at the beginning of the season, what's the most important thing? It's on TikTok. What's the most important thing this year? The development of Caleb Williams. It's not going to happen with these two guys at the helm. Because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. I bet you Paulina's smiling when she listens to this. If these guys are showing you, they're literally showing you on TV in 4K that they're making these stupid ass decisions in an actual NFL game. What do you think is happening behind closed doors? What do you think is happening on a practice field? Do you really think these guys have the intelligence to do right by this young man, by this quarterback? Come on. You can't really think that. These guys are showing me every week. Yes, the Bears have looked great. That's more on Caleb Williams. He's doing good. But let's be honest, Eric. Let's be honest, 100%. This coaching staff, regardless, even if the Bears go 10 wins, it's really not good for Caleb Williams or DJ Moore or any of these guys if this offense doesn't strive. The defense is what's keeping us in games. Yes, we put up 30, 40 points, but if it wasn't for this defense, we've also be giving up 30, 40 points.
Oh, that I agree 100%.
Right. And how many turnovers how many points were created off of turnovers? This defense is what's keeping us in these games. This defense is what's helping us win these games. They're putting the offense who shown game in and game out, they need help. They're putting in great positions because a lot of it was because of the defense.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're not going to get an argument off of me off of that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, again, we're being exposed to the national audience because of the flex. If this was just a regular 12 o'clock game that never got flexed, we wouldn't be getting as much slack as we would have gotten. It would have just been regional. It would have just been us.
No,
we would have just been the ones talking shit.
I don't believe that because
I do believe it.
No, because of how that game ended,
bro. When like 9 other games are going around, 8 other games are going around at the same time. Do you honestly think all the eyes are going to be on that game? That's why I told you it was only regionally Midwest and the East Coast that got this game.
It doesn't matter.
West Coast.
Eric, it doesn't matter.
Again, the argument would still have been the same, but just it wouldn't be that big of a national explosion.
Yes, it would have because of the way it ended.
Quarterbacks, bro.
Eric,
all I'm saying is
what? Eric, it would have because of the way it ended, bro. That's the only reason. I would agree with you otherwise. Yes. That's the only reason why. That would have still been a viral moment. And then with Tyree Stevenson still doing what he did, that just threw it over the edge.
I
doesn't
agree.
matter if it was 12, 3, 6, 7.
It would have mattered. It would have mattered. It would have mattered at 3:25. It definitely would have mattered at 7:20 for the Sunday Night Football. It definitely would have mattered if we're watching it today on Monday Night Football as the only game showing. But when you have,
it wasn't the only game showing at 3:25. You had 4 other games with it.
Again, I don't think you're hearing me when I'm saying that the 12 o'clock game has more games, right? It has more games, more eyes everywhere where the games are going on the red zone.
Yeah, but this isn't the 90s, bro. You have red zone, you have social media.
Coast was the Bears and the Commanders game, and then the Chiefs and everybody on the West Coast had their game. So the whole major audience of the Midwest and the East Coast saw the Bears and Commanders. No. But if it was on 12 o'clock, you're right. The highlight reel would have been the Hail Mary play.
regardless
maybe
of what the
Tyreek
time was.
Stevenson doing what he was
That's all
doing.
you see on the
But
timeline. That's literally it.
everything else that transpired wouldn't have happened because nobody was really keeping an eye on the game other than us in Chicago and the people in Maryland.
That's not true.
And
That
we still would have gotten the reels. I'm saying we still would have gotten it. But the fact that it was a national, not prime time, but sort of kind of prime time game at 3:25 when it's kind of the only game in the East Coast where everybody is watching is the reason why we're like this, or the reason why the whole national media is on this because of what it happened, because all eyes were on this game.
Eric, even if this game was at 12 o'clock with 8 other games around it, it doesn't matter. Nobody was talking.
Matter.
Nobody nationally was talking about this game before. If that viral moment, even at 3 o'clock flex prime time, you wouldn't see the amount of coverage you've seen all over social media, all over these national big time stations. They would talk about it. Oh, this is the number 1 versus number 2, yada yada yada. Done. It was the viral moment at the end that, and because of that,
I know
that blew it up. If that was in the 12 o'clock hour, that would still be on all your feeds on social media because you don't ever have
that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I'm not going to
subscribe to this. Nobody would have watched the whole entire game, is what I'm saying.
You can't sit there and say everybody watched it in the 3 o'clock hour either.
Because it was the only game regionally in the Midwest and the East Coast.
No, bro.
It was the only. There was the other games out west with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Raiders and the Seahawks and the Bills. And those were the only West Coast games, and the Cardinals, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But those were the only 2 other games that were rivaling the Bears and the Commanders that everybody on this side and the East Coast saw. They all saw what we saw, and that was the shit show of the offense performance of the Chicago Bears put up.
But nobody's talking about that.
Again, you're saying everything correct. The highlights, the Hail Mary, everything, it would have been TikTok viral. It would have been social media viral because it's a Hail fucking Mary pass. It was a 50-some-odd yard touchdown pass to win the game. Right. Any game would have gotten in that, bro.
Any
game. The only difference is that all the eyes were on it from
it doesn't matter if it was 3:12 o'clock. It's the same shit.
No, it's not because, bro, if you're watching, bro, we've seen the Bears game so many times on Red Zone. How many times on Red Zone at 12 o'clock does it go from one game to another, to another, to another, to another?
Right.
When on CBS, it is the only game that everybody's watching because there's no Red Zone anymore. Unless if you're watching Red Zone, you're watching the only 3 games. So literally everybody has all eyes on the game. And this is why we're getting the whole national spark. Because everybody saw this game from beginning to end at the 3:25, 4:25 mark.
So Fox doesn't have a 3:25 game. It's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. They also have a national game. Just because it was on CBS doesn't necessarily mean now the entire country is watching this game. We're literally arguing semantics here. Let's be honest. It doesn't matter if it was 3 or 12. It's the same bullshit.
It's really not. But okay, just to get over this argument's sake. It really isn't. But again,
this is what the Bears got us doing right now. We're literally arguing about times and how the national media literally covered this game. Bro, regardless of the fact, this is our life right here. This is it. This is literally it.
It really is.
We are depressed. We're probably annoying everybody. We're depressed.
I'm not depressed. I'm upset that the Bears lost in that manner, but I still have more confidence in the Bears in the upcoming games because I know they can feel it around.
You're not depressed. You're in denial. This happens every year.
Denial, bro. Like I'm really not.
Cycle. No, you literally said we're in the same cycle, and I agree. You know how there's a meme with the Cowboys where it says like.
Yes, I know. We're the boys. We're gonna win the Super Bowl. The season starts. We shit again. Whatever.
Right.
Blah blah blah.
And then it says you are here. Right.
Yeah,
so
we're right here.
You were literally like, oh guys, it's okay. Everything's gonna turn around. Everything's gonna be okay. We still have killing with blah blah blah. You're literally still in the optimistic stage. Don't worry, Eric. Once they disappoint you again and again and again, you'll get exactly where we're always at the end of the season.
But
we're literally clamoring to fire whoever the hell's the coach.
But what I really don't understand is that We're literally coming off probably like the one of the best offensive performances that the Chicago Bears had in recent season history.
When
Scoring 30, 40, 30, 20 some odd points, kind of dominating, controlling the whole entire game. We had one bad game that was a shit show. It was bound to happen. Let's be completely honest with you. It was bound to happen sooner or later. And yeah, we get it. It's a headache. It hurts. It sucks.
you're
And I
right.
get it. And the way that we lost was a gut punch. And I understand that 110%. But the fact of the matter is, there's still like 8 more games to go. The
No shit.
Bears have shown, even in the losses, that they could turn around and be better the next game. The next game isn't easy, but it isn't hard either in the Arizona Cardinals going out west, which when I said in the beginning of the preseason that this was my trap game, now I honestly feel more confident that the Bears can finally turn around and do something better. The only way it doesn't, and if we have the same problem this week, this past weekend, this next upcoming week, then I'm probably going to be on your side because it felt like nothing's getting changed. Nothing's coming around. But now that the Bears are being humiliated nationally, right? Being humbled nationally, right? Hopefully.
After a bye
Tyreek
week.
Stevenson being shown that he's fucking goofing off on the sideline somewhere
After
over
a
there
bye week.
cheering.
So you want to
And
ignore
Bears
that
fans
part.
are pointing at that the play is already going. Like
It's after a bye week.
right, and that's the only concerning part. It was after a bye week. That's probably
It's
like
not the
where
only
I'm like,
concerning part. It's not
I
the
don't
only
know, guys.
concerning part. It's
This is
not the
this is
only
where
concerning part.
this
It's
is
not.
where it's kind of like, oh come on, guys.
So
After a bye-
how is what's going on with the coaching staff with Matt Eberflus, who's in his 3rd year ahead of coaching, and he's
Yeah.
still making stupid ass mistakes? How is it?
that's basically on him, but this is a whole new offensive coaching staff too as well with him as well.
Eric,
It still is. It still is. This is why we had the argument in the beginning of the season. If you're going to let everybody go, let Matt Eberflus go, because we're going to somehow, some way in this season going to run into the same problem that we're running in today.
right? They
If
should
you're going to let everybody go in the beginning.
think about
This
it.
is what we're stuck with right now at the moment. And this is why I even asked that question last week or 2 weeks ago when we had the show. Like, isn't this like the worst time for the Bears to be on the bye? Simply because the offense is finally humming. And you're like, no, it's fine. It's perfect. It's this, it's that, it's yada, yada, yada. The
Because
Bears,
if you're
blah, blah, blah.
because
This is
yes.
that. And look what happened now. The
No,
Bears
Eric,
struggled to score a single
that's the
point
thing.
for 2.5
But
quarters.
that's the
And they
thing.
finally got one at the end of the day. And
So
I
you're
get it.
telling me-
Momentum is a thing, Jose. Momentum is a thing.
I
But this is why
understand
I said
momentum's
with
a
the
thing.
Bears,
I know.
this is where to me,
I
it
know
was
it's
the
a
first
thing.
time for the Bears to be on
But
the bye.
but if you're a legitimate head coach, it doesn't matter if you're in a bye week or not.
I
You
hear
need to get your team ready. Why are you making excuses for this man, bro? Like, come on. If you're a legitimate head coach, it does not fucking matter. You come out of the bye week, you have your team ready for war. You have them ready for success, coaching staff included.
Yes.
But no, you want to focus on the defense. Okay, great. We'll have a great defense. That's the story of our lives. But come on, man. That right there, again, it falls on him. The only concerning thing isn't the fact that he just came out of the bye week. It's also the fact that he doesn't know how to coach a game. Why do we still have all 3 of our timeouts at the end of this game? We're close.
That is where the question marks really start happening because I
No,
feel
you're saying it's the only
he's
concerning.
putting
I said those were the only question marks. No, there is a whole.
Yes.
He
There's
has
3 years.
a whole mountain of concerns, Eric.
There's 3 years. There's 3 years worth of evidence of Matt Eberflus not being a head coach, but within
Yes.
those 3, and within
That
those
I
3
mean.
years, the first year we all knew it. It blew everybody up, right? They were on the worst losing streak in Bears history that bled on over to the following season, the start of the following season. I get that. There's moments in time in the 3 years of Matt Eberflus where he's not all into it. But that also says like that he also has a lot on his plate because he's really not focusing at all because he's worried about the defense. His press conferences, to me, I listened to the Bears press conference. I don't know about you.
He takes no accountability.
I listened to his press conference, and honestly, today I heard a man that is literally like pressed up against the wall, ready to get his ass beat by like 6 to 8 people at the same time because of something stupid that he said.
All his players. Have you heard the players?
I heard the players. I heard Cole Kmet. I heard Jalen Johnson. I heard it all.
DJ Moore.
I hear DJ Moore.
Do you understand how? I'm surprised how honest these players are. They're shifting blame, and even DJ Moore said it today on 670 The Score. He said it himself. He's like he was kind of questioning some of this stuff, man, and he knows it. Hey, it's like without blatantly saying it, he was saying it. Like it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like the fact that they asked him about this play with Doug Kramer, yeah, this is something that was installed 3 weeks ago. I'm actually surprised that it made its way into the field.
Yeah, of course, especially when you're down, 12-7.
How does
When
he
you're down, when
know
you're down
that
five.
though? But how does he know and see that? And the coaches don't. It's their
Yeah,
job.
that's the crazy part about it, and that's where I don't question any argument towards Matt Eberflus. Like I don't question anything because we're probably around the same page. Because there's moments, and that was one of the moments. No timeouts. Why? How come we couldn't call a timeout before the Hail Mary pass? Right? Why are you throwing on first and goal? Before the touchdown, before the fumble to stop the clock. Run the ball. The Doug Kramer play. I don't know how much like reasoning. I don't know how much it goes through Matt Eberflus. If everything goes through him offensively, I don't know. It might be a lot because he's the head coach. I really don't know. But the fact of the matter is, like, if Shane Waldron is the one that's calling the plays, and it's kind of like Matt Eberflus is like, oh, okay, then it's kind of like, come on, guys, come on, guys. Like, we're not NFL smart. We're never going to be head coaches in the NFL or any football team in the NFL. We're not even going to come close to it. This is the closest we're ever going to be to judging or to be on an NFL team. But you're absolutely right. Like, why call a run play for your backup center when you just let go your fullback the day before and you have 3 other running backs, one of them right behind them, to do that for you? Like, it's crazy.
One of them was already showed you in the game that he could run him for a touchdown and short yardage.
Short yardages. It's crazy to me, and I get that, and I do question Matt Eberflus's decision making sometimes on if he's really even all there in those games. And I think he has a lot on his plate, and I don't think he trusts his coordinators enough to let them call the play calls.
Well, that was the issue with Matt Nagy. Remember, offensively, Matt Nagy wanted to call the plays, but he needed to coach the team, and now it's the same. It's literally the complete opposite with Eberflus. Now he wants to be the coordinator for the defense because that's comfortable for him because he knows that works, right? But what about your offense? What about the actual team itself? When you have
when
you have guys pandering to the fans in key situations.
Like the one thing that pissed me off, and like I said, I saw the last 5 minutes early today, is the fact that when I heard him say like, "Oh, those 13 yards meant nothing," before the Hail Mary pass, those 13 yards meant nothing. It means everything. It means like you got closer to the touchdown than it was before that.
Right.
The Hail Mary couldn't happen, bro. Like,
what do you mean those 13 yards meant nothing?
His questioning today was kind of like, Matt, bro, like seriously, like come on, man. Like I know us men, we're stubborn, we have pride, we have we don't want to be proven wrong, 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And of course, when you're in that higher position in the NFL or any professional sports, your ego is like through the roof. Your set of balls is bigger than usual, and it's like, and for you to not, I think it was Tony that said here, we're gonna go back to the comments. We do apply. First of all, thank you everybody for joining us today in this conversation. We thank you for commenting on the JCA Sports Podcast. We do apologize that we never put up the link on here on the show, but we do thank everybody for commenting. We're gonna get on it. I'll go.
I got it right here. Hold on. Let me.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's something about accountability. Like, yeah, stop being cute. Basic football, play basic football. You have a decent running game, and you run with the lines, man. And then there was another one he said, Jose, something about accountability. I think it was before that. Yeah, I found it. I got it. There's no accountability on this team. They keep doing the same thing game after game. And I think the accountability, not doing the same thing over and over again, but the accountability of actually like saying like, I fucked up, as being the head coach of the Chicago Bears, I think we all would have respect more Matt Eberflus if he came up to the podium today and be like, look, guys, I fucked up. I'm sorry. This will never happen again. I wasn't this. I wasn't aware of this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, these are my flaws. I'm trying to get better every single day, putting the Bears in the best position to win. I didn't. I lost control of my team. I lost control, blah, blah, blah. Everything that's on this game, it's my fault. My fault only. Then I think it gives a little bit more respect to Matt Eberflus, but like him kind of wishy-washing, kind of like defending his line, like, oh, those 13 yards didn't mean anything. It was just 1 yard. We could have gotten 1 yard. Well, yeah, you got players that could give you 1 yard too. And like today was just bad for Matt Eberflus. Yesterday and today has been probably the worst 2 days. And I say this meant of the Bears losing 14 straight games in a row. This was probably the worst 2 days, the worst 24 to 48 hours that Matt Eberflus has had as the Bears Bears head coach. My boy Jesus, he said, I love this. I'm glad I joined in at the right time. Every time is the right time at the JCA Sports Podcast, my guy. Just always remember to like and share all of our shows on Facebook and on YouTube, and follow us on all our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on the TikTok. Caesar says he loves it when grown men argue about football. I mean, I think that's just the cream of the crop right there. You're 100% right. Hey, look at that beautiful girl that's on this screen. Natalie got scared because of the screaming, so I had to show her it's her daddy.
Yeah, right. We got Paulina saying that they had to make sure we didn't die of an aneurysm, bro.
Not yet. Not yet. For the money he gets paid, perfection is expected.
I'm talking about Shane Waldron.
You beat the team that are 3-27. Come on now. I mean,
exactly, Eric. You're talking about the offense has been great and blah blah blah. Come on, bro.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you play who's on your schedule. What else can you do?
I
it's possible. All I'm saying is possible.
I get it. I'm with you there, but don't sit here and start gloating when you're over here saying the offense was great and this and that when everybody's doing it apparently against the Panthers and the Jaguars. Come on.
They're not winning another game this season, especially when this coaching staff. Nah, they got some winnable games. They have the talent to win. Fire every effing body. My cousin right. Mike. What
it's
up?
Crazy because we initially had the easiest
football, by the way.
We initially had the easiest schedule, and it turned into the hardest schedule because of how these teams have been playing.
Right, especially how nobody expected the Vikings to be the Vikings and where they're at. Right, we knew the Lions were going to be the Lions. 49ers, technically the second half of the season is basically your whole entire division that's good, and the 49ers and the Seahawks thrown in there. That's basically the hardest schedule that they got. I love you, Jose. I think he misspelled your name.
I love yous.
I love you. I love you too, Josh. Thank you for joining. See,
that's the East Side education right there.
It's the CPS system.
Right.
It doesn't matter at the time. It was a shit show. I mean, look, we agree. I mean, we watched the game from minute 1 to minute 0 of the first and fourth quarter. You and everybody else, if you don't love our show, we don't know what show you guys are watching, but we're on his. Not fuck you, Sulu. Fuck you and the Packers. How about that one? All right? How about that one? All right. You worry about your team over there with your injury ass quarterback. We'll stay over here. Fuck the Packers. I don't even like cheese anyway. The fuck?
Man. It's annoying the fact that they have Malik Willis and they're still fucking winning games, bro. They still look like a competent offense. Eric, and that's the difference right there, Eric. Doesn't matter who it is. When you have a great coaching staff, anything's possible.
Of course. I think we all said in the very beginning too as well. We all said in the very since he first started, like Matt Eberflus wasn't going to even last as very long in this football team. But given the situation of his team being blown up his first year, getting a little help his second year, and he finally got all the help this year. Like I'm saying, 4-3 is 4-3 no matter who you beat. 4-3 is 4-3. And every single game so far this season, the Bears have been in every game by one possession. Good or bad. It's just tying up the screws a little bit, bro. It's just tying up the screws. And maybe this is what the Bears needed. I don't know. I'm being optimistic. This is what the Bears needed to get embarrassed nationally and getting humbled at being on this all-time high that the Bears have never been before, outside of the 85 Bears. And it's okay. Like, I'd rather have this to happen. If the Bears turn hypothetically, let's look into the future. If the Bears turn around, then great. Then we all win at the end of the day.
And if they don't?
And if they don't, then we really are going to start questioning how long Matt Eberflus is going to be here. And it's going to be the same conversation that we've been having for the last 8 fucking years
We're gonna be in
drafting a
that.
rookie
We're gonna be that
quarterback,
meme. You are here questioning coaching
drafting a
staff.
rookie quarterback with the old regime, firing that same regime, and bringing in a whole nother new regime for this quarterback again.
Right.
It is what it is.
Like the Cowboy meme. You are here firing your coaching staff. That's exactly what we're gonna be as a Bears organization.
I mean, that's there's only two ways. I'd rather see the positive side of all of this and be optimistic and saying that this team could turn it around. The Bears, this coaching staff could somewhat light bulb turns on or whatnot. I'd rather have that than just be like, all right, fuck it. You know, Matt Eberflus is gone at the end of the year. We're looking for another quarter. We're looking for another head coach or another offensive coordinator. We said it before the season started. If you're gonna let everybody go, including Matt Eberflus. It didn't happen.
I agree with you, and I'll give you that. This team is too this team is too talented for them not to win games, for them not to at least have good games and show that they're capable. Yeah, we know that, but again, we're not trying to be the Bulls of the NFL where we're just mediocre, not doing anything, like barely getting into the playoffs, losing the first round. We're not trying to be that.
It's the same thing. The Bulls and the Bears are almost the same thing, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We're not trying to be that, Eric. We're trying to be the Chiefs. We're trying to be.
We're already there. We're closer to the Bulls than we are to the Chiefs, my guy. Let's call it spade a spade.
And that's what I'm saying. That's my point. My point is I'm not trying to be here. I'm not. That's not where I'm trying to be. I'm trying to. We've been here for like 10 plus years. Exactly, dude. You're proving exactly what I'm saying.
I get where you're trying to go. You're trying to go. That's like we want to change. We want to change shit around. We want Ryan Poles to actually come up on his saying that we're taking the North and never giving it back. I'm still waiting for that.
And we can't even look at the North. Let alone take it away.
I mean, we still haven't had the Cowboys 100%. That's more talent. The Cowboys have more talent than the Bears, and yet they still end up sucking no matter what. Right? They're showing that they can't do it.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. It's not even close.
Well, this year the Cowboys. Because at least
any year, my
guy. And in general, at the very least, they're better. They're really good.
They're competitive. They're in the playoffs year after year. Yeah, but who sucks?
I think I would rather have that than just sorry ass football week in, week out until who knows when. So we have that one lucky year. Real quick before we end the show, Josh says I love JCA Sports. We love JCA Sports.
You should all love JCA Sports.
Yeah, we all love JCA. JCA is something Eric, John, and I started back 4 years ago. Something that was supposed to put us over the top, compete with the big boys on social media. Obviously, it didn't work out. It didn't. We tried doing it on our own. We joined some buddies over there at Crack One Media, and then we came back here, and we tried it again. And guys, we love. First off, foremost, we love talking to you guys. We love talking sports. We love talking Bears.
We started this for you guys.
Yeah, we started this with you guys.
For the average Joes.
Appreciate you guys. At the same time, all good things must come to an end. And the JCA Sports Podcast, just the brand, ends today, unfortunately. And me and Eric will continue to do this. We'll still be doing podcasts, and we just won't be JCA Sports anymore. What we will be, you guys will find out next week when we come in. We will be rebranded.
Yep.
And with much higher expectations,
much higher
standards. We'll still be here. We'll still be queer, and we'll definitely be able to still connect with every single one of you guys. We appreciate every single one of you guys. But the JCA Sports Podcast, the era, ends today.
Yep, the higher standard of performance is definitely going to be on display for the new show, coming up. Like you said, like Jose said, new show, not new branded show, name show. Jose and I will still do it. We still love John, right? We can say that, John. We love you.
John's our boy. That's my boy.
John's our boy. He's always welcome. Just like every one of you guys are welcome. And we will never shy away from, if you guys want to be live with us, we will never shy away for you guys to join us. That invitation is always out there, not only on the link that we forgot to provide today for you guys, but also if you guys want to come doing it live in front of us too as well, you guys are more than welcome. We love to get everybody's perspective and love to give everybody an opportunity to show their voice and hear and have their voice being heard on our platform. So with that being said, Jose, I still love you.
Of course. And look, you know what?
If you do that, that'll be great content on what we could put on fire and what stuff that we could put on.
No, we can definitely. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll take the flag. We'll take the flag. I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you what we'll do with the flag, but we'll definitely take the flag.
But we'll take the flag for sure. We'll definitely take that flag. 100%. How it'll be at the end of the day? Will it be nice and bright and clean as this flag that's right here to my right? Hell no, I can tell you that much.
There are some shit stains on it.
Piss stains, shit stains, burn stains, bird shits, all the shits. We'll have all the shits.
We'll definitely take the flag, though. I'll take the flag.
We'll definitely take the flag. We're not going to deny a flag.
Yeah.
What we do with said flag will be great content for our show. That will be for sure. Jose, I love you, bro. Just know that. Just like I love everybody on this show coming on. Caesar, thank you very much. Caesar says, "Go Dodgers." I love my brother very much.
We're both rooting for the Yankees over here.
I'm gonna say that I love my brother very much. I am with him 100%. I will be his support system at the end of the day for whatever happens to his Yankees. But thank you, Sulu. Thank you, Caesar. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Who else am I missing?
Yo, girl.
My beautiful, wonderful, amazing girlfriend Laura. The awesomely amazing comadre as well. She was in this
amazing, wonderful, loving.
Tony, Jay also in here too as well. Again, as always, guys, make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on the TikTok too as well. Make sure you like and subscribe all our shows and hit the little bell to get notified when our shows are live.
We love you too.
We love each and every one of you guys. This was a great show. Again, if you still want to vent, let us know. If you guys want to hop on, let us know. We'll be here. For Jose Contreras, I am Eric Avila. This has been the final, or this is the final send-off of the JCA Sports Podcast. But we'll be back next week. Don't miss out. Jose, hit the outro. We'll see you guys next week.
You're now listening to the JCA Sports Podcast on Spotify